excuse me, but I wrote it down because sometimes I forget what I really want to say if I don't. To the citizens of Lawrence County, today as I voted on the 2023 budget, I want my constituents and county employees to know my vote is a result of asking many, many questions, many phone calls, attending numerous long meetings, and believe it or not, losing sleep over these issues and questions that have come up. I can't speak for everybody here, but I know pretty confidently that we have put a lot of what we feel in our hearts are the best thing for the county. We're not always gonna agree, obviously, but we have really put a lot of time and thought. And to reiterate what Julie said, we do appreciate the employees. We appreciate those doing their job on their best behalf to better the county. So please don't ever think we take this lightly. I just want you to know that as a former educator, now council member, I've always cared about my community. I've always cared about the children. I've always cared about the citizens here, and will continue to do so. So I just wanted to put that out there, and so that the community would know that. Thank you.
Shane, since you like to say something.
I don't think it's any secret where I've stood on this issue from the beginning. I know that we had consultants and hard work from our financial officer, our chief financial officer here, Jessica, and her staff. It disappoints me that we weren't able to do 5% across the board for everybody. But in the interest of being a team player and getting a reasonable solution, I did second that motion, and I want you to know I too appreciate everything you do.
Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I'd like to say, I've been all over the board on this because of the facts we had to start with weren't consistent. So we didn't know where we were when we started this process. After talking to several people like everyone else has, and finding out that we probably could do the 5% raise across the board, that's why my vote is no on giving one department 5% and the rest of the people 3%. I agree with Janie that I think if you're going to do it, we should have done 5% across the board. I didn't like that separation. But the county highways, they're doing their job, they're underpaid, they lose people, same as the sheriff's department. I think the mistake to separate this, I think we should have, I agree with Janie right now, 5%, if that's what we can do and not go backwards, and that's what I've been told, that's why I voted no.
Okay.
I agree with Mike 100%, 100%. I think if we was gonna do 5%, it should have been across the board.
Okay.
So,
That's great to hear
Is
from you
there
too.
anything else?
Yeah, it is.
Well, in this process, we have a salary committee, and I guess apparently by law, you can only have 3 on that. So Julie, Rick, myself, Mike, we're not privy to what the salary committee, the 3 people, talk about before coming into these meetings. So sometimes we're kind of out there in the dark, and it's hard to, you want to be supportive, you want to vote how you feel, but I understand what Rick's saying, I understand what Mike's saying. So, it's just, I want everybody to know that we don't, the ones that are not on salary committee don't always know what the other ones have talked about coming in and what the motion may or may not be. So, if you can figure out what I'm saying,
Well,
I'm glad.
we
The
thought
salary
like this had already been played out, and we followed. We didn't know we could really, I thought about making a motion of 5%.
Okay.
Okay, with that being said, if you want to say something, the only thing left, we were gonna make some appointments. Julie Goodson will be